I can't sleep. I guess that makes two of us. We have to stop making this a habit. Tomorrow is your birthday. Did you know that? Well, it's 2:06. So I guess it's today then. Happy birthday. Well, I have to remember to get some cake. Thank God the bakeries are all back open. I don't know how those people didn't making their own desserts for months. But I basically ate nothing but hospital food for that whole time. Which you think would be a torture for an Italian, but but it was okay. During that first wave of patients and the second that came after they opened everything back up, I was on my feet for like 10 hours a day. I was too tired to eat when my shift got off. Do you remember us sitting on that couch with me? With me sobbing when my first patients died? Isaac. Well, by the time he had come to us, there wasn't much we could do. He had worked at some shipping warehouse until he collapsed from all the coughing. And it was almost a week later, I think, when the wife forced him to go to the hospital because he didn't have insurance. You should come in earlier. I remember telling him, thinking that that was helpful. What did I know? Where I grew up, no one goes bankrupt from being sick. He nearly refused treatment too, until he didn't have a choice. The night he died, he was coughing so much that he could barely speak. I can't breathe, he said. I went to fix his meds, get him something. And when I came back, it was gone. I'd never seen a dead person before. Outside of a funeral, I guess. Yeah, when my grandmother died, they took away her body before I even got home from school. And they would barely tell me what happened to her. She was old. She was sick, is what my mother said. She didn't want to explain cancer, what an ugly, awful disease it is. So she gave me a pat on my head, tell me not to worry about such things, and ask me about my schoolwork. So when Isaac died, I cried. I cried because I had witnessed a person's death, and maybe I could have done something else. I should have asked him why he couldn't take off work. I should have asked how hospital bills can disable a whole family. But I didn't. I don't know why I'm talking about this now. I don't know. I should be thinking about happier things, I guess, like our first date after the ESL class. Yeah, where you took me out for dinner and when we could barely speak to each other. I'd of course done my homework before being accepted to this nursing school. But my English wasn't great. was. And then we spent all day around the city trying to memorize every street name. And we were not foreigners anymore. We were New Yorkers. Damn it. And when you bring me to your apartment and you stay up all night studying, or when you come over to my apartment and we stay up all night, decidedly not studying. And when you threw me that party when I finished my second year of nursing school and you made your famous Haitian parties. I wish thinking about those days made me feel better. But all I can hear is your voice telling me to come with you. I had always thought I was a good listener, but I don't think that's true. To be a good listener, you have to ask good questions. You didn't like talking about your childhood and where you came from, and I didn't want to push you and ask anymore. It seems wrong. Don't ask questions, my father used to say. And maybe if I ask more, I would have followed you. Instead, I screamed at you. Told you were being an idiot for going out to protest. I don't want you to get COVID, I said. I've seen what he can do. I'll wear a mask, you said. George looks too much like my brother. I was tired. I'd been up all night studying and, I had rounds in the morning. And I only got 2 days of the week to be with you. I hadn't seen much of the news beyond that a man was killed and there was some peaceful protester holding signs, not doing anything but blocking traffic. And this isn't my fight, I said. Yes, it is, you said, and left. I was at work when my phone rang. And they asked if I was your wife. And they told me you were found dead by some abandoned car after the protest had broken up. Police had used tear gas and they said it looks like the gas triggered an asthma attack. Maybe you had, asthma as a child, but you never told me. I didn't hear your last words. I can't breathe, you probably said, and those around you turned away like I did. Witnessing, it was just too awful. So I've spent the last 8 months wishing that I had gone with you that day. That I turned on the TV and seen the protest and as they really were. Maybe I could have prevented from happening. Maybe I could at least have held your hand. I wish I'd asked you if you had asthma. Ask you about your childhood, your culture, your blackness. The things we were trying to forget about in a new country. All the questions my mother would find too uncomfortable are all I want now. But mostly, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry. Every day. And now I can tell him. I can tell everything to him. On nights where his body is pressing so hard on my chest that I can't breathe, I can tell him that we need to ask questions or we'll never get the answers. That he should be proud of the little brown boy he'll become. And that he should learn everything he can about the struggles of those around him. And that you can be a good nurse until you treat the person first and the disease second. That the protests work, at least a little. And some legislation has been written. I can tell him, yes, 2 parents will love him very much. And mostly, I will tell him that I was wrong. It is always our fight.